If we're going to graph inequalities, we usually use something called a number line. And we're going to have different symbols showing up. So let me show you first things first, okay? This one says, hey, on the graph, I want you to put what this says, okay? So what this says is, and when I see X, I try to teach students not to say X. I try to tell them to use the word the answers. The answers. I say that. I say, hey, the answers are greater than 4. The answers are greater than 4. I tell students that all the time because I want them to get an understanding of their mind, what's happening. The answers are greater than 4. Okay. Now, remember what this symbol says? The symbol says that, we're going to talk about that in just one moment. Let's go. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ahead of myself a little too much. So the answers are greater than 4. So first off, I'm going to go to 4. And what I'm going to put there is something called an open circle. Let's write that. Open circle. Now, I put an open circle because of this one reason here that I'm about to explain. Is, remember what this statement says? Do you remember what this says? This says the answers are greater than 4. But can they be 4? Can they be 4? No. You cannot be 4. You can be greater than 4, but you cannot be 4. So that's why I use an open circle, because the answers cannot be 4. That's why I use an open circle, because the answers cannot be 4. Now, you have to indicate using an arrow in which direction the answers are located. Are they located greater than 4, or are they located less than 4? Do you remember what it says? The answers are greater than 4. So what we do is we come up here to where the circle is, and what we do is we draw an arrow, and we indicate which direction the answers are located. Okay, let's try it again. See this next one? Do you remember what I say when I see X? Do you remember the words I used? Remember the answers? Try to say that when you see that. Now, let's read this thing. The answers are less than. See that? The answers are less than 0. Now, can they be 0? No. So let's go and indicate. I go to 0 on the number line, and what do I put? Open circle. Why do I put an open circle? Because they cannot be 0. That's because that's what that symbol says. Now I draw a direction arrow. The answers are less, right? So I'm going to draw an arrow that faces to the left, because all of these numbers are less than 0. These are greater. Okay, let's try again. Look at this one. Graph this. Uh-oh. The answers are what? Greater than or equal to. Uh-oh. This is saying something different. This is saying that the answers are bigger than 4, and they can be 4. So I'm going to use a different symbol at the number 4. When I go over here to my graph and I come over here to the 4, I don't put an open circle. I put something called a closed circle. Okay, the closed circle, what does it tell me? It tells me that the answers can be 4. The answers can be 4 and what? Greater. So I draw my direction arrow that way because that shows greater. Cool. Let's do the next one. Remember that? The answers are what? Less than or equal to 0. Can they be 0? Yes, because they can be equal to 0. So let's go to 0, and what do we put? A closed circle. So I'm going to put a closed circle on 0, and then I have to draw my arrow. Which direction? The answers are less than 0. So my direction arrow is going to go this way. Less than.